welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. Foreign Affairs Minister unveils vision for reform of African Union Commission. A conference on the reconstruction of Japan's sustainable peace at the Institute of Diplomatic Studies. And on the international scene, Lionel Messi named Best Player 2024. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. Djibouti's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, took advantage of his visit to Morocco to grant an interview to a Moroccan television channel as part of his official visit to his Moroccan counterpart. During the interview, he set out his vision for the future of the African Union as a candidate for the presidency of a Continental Organizations Commission. He underlined his ambition to strengthen unity and cooperation within the African Union in order to respond effectively to the challenge facing the continent. In his view, solidarity between African states is essential to tackle major issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and armed conflict. Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf also emphasized the need to transform the African Union into a more autonomous and effective institution, asserting that the organization must rely more on the continent's resources and reduce its dependence on external funding. He called for greater contributions from member states and more rigorous management of available resources. On the subject of peace and security, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf stressed the need to collective action to put an end to the internal conflicts that are holding back the continent's development, and proposed initiatives to encourage inclusive dialogue and create an environment conducive to stability and growth. He concluded by reaffirming his vision of an African Union closer to its citizens, capable of defending the continent's interests on the international stage. He expressed his gratitude to the African leaders who support his candidacy and called for greater collaboration to build a prosperous common future for Africa. An official delegation from the Republic of Djibouti, headed by the Minister of Interior and including the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Turkey, met with the Turkish Minister of Interior and held an important working meeting with him. During the meeting, they discussed ways to enhance bilateral cooperation in the field of security. The discussions covered strategic issues such as managing irregular migration, combating transitional crime, as well as crisis and disaster response mechanisms. This visit comes within the framework of the strategic partnership between Djibouti and Turkey, which is characterized by a shared commitment to strengthening relations between the two countries and facing regional and international security challenges together. The third edition of the JICA Chair, a conference on the reconstruction of Japan by Professor Hideki Shinoda, Associate Lecturer at the Tokyo University of Foreign Policy. The third edition of the JICA Chair Conference on the History of Japan was held at the Institute of Diplomatic Studies of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Djibouti. The theme of this third edition was Japan's post-war reconstruction and peace building, presented by Professor Hideki Shinoda, a renowned lecturer at the University of Tokyo in the field of foreign policy. Parliamentarian Abdou Siki, in his capacity as Vice President of the African Parliament Union, signed yesterday a memorandum of understanding with the United Nations Office for Counterterrorism. The signing comes within the framework of the second day of the International Dialogue on Counterterrorism, which took place in the Italian Parliament and resulted in the adoption of a series of measures to strengthen and consolidate the achievements and lay the foundations for peace and a new cooperation strategy against terrorism. This signing represents the culmination of a long process characterized by 2 days of intensive reflection and discussions on counterterrorism and its special counterterrorism office to unite their efforts to coordinate an effective fight for all levels. The inauguration ceremony of Mohamed Farah Samatar as President of the United Democratic Center Party was held at Hila Hall in Balbala Municipality. The ceremony brought together political figures and members of civil society as well as large audience to take part in this historic event. Founded in 2012, the United Democratic Center Party has positioned itself as a political force for change, advocating for a balanced and democratic approach to the economic, social, and environmental challenges facing the country. In organizing this ceremony, the party aims to strengthen the presence on the national scene and promote policies that meet the aspirations of all Djiboutian people. The President also expressed his gratitude to his predecessors and paid tribute to Mr. Umar Ilmi Khaire. Speakers at the ceremony paid tribute to Muhammad Farah Samatar, describing him as a visionary and committed leader with a deep understanding of the Djiboutian reality. With this inauguration, the UDC begins a new phase in its development, determined to play a key role in Djibouti's political future. The Djibouti Football Federation held at the National Technical Center the Ordinary General Assembly to elect the President of the Djibouti Football Federation and the Steering Committee. The event brought together members of the Federation, club representatives, as well as FIFA and CAF representatives. 38 delegates from clubs and representatives of regional football leagues went to the polls to elect the list headed by the former President of the Djibouti Football Federation, Mr. Suleiman Hassan. The General Assembly then proceeded to hold elections to appoint the new President of the Federation. After a transparent and democratic vote, former President Suleiman Hassan Waberi was unanimously elected by 37 votes for a new 4-year term. The Ministry of Health, through the Health Center in Arta and in close collaboration with the Demerjok District Administration and the Living with Diabetes Association, organized a closing ceremony for activities planned for World Diabetes Day, which was held at the Health Center in Demerjok. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Demerjok District Administration and the Living with Diabetes Association, launched several awareness and education campaigns to enhance the population's knowledge of diabetes and the behaviors to be followed. The Arta Medical Center also carried out a large-scale community diabetes screening campaign in the Demerjok district, where more than 2,000 people of all ages benefited from the screening services. Early diagnosis saves lives. The Deputy Governor and Chief Medical Officer of Arta District praised the commitment of the Djibouti Diabetes Support Association experts and partners for their continued support. These collaborations are essential to promote education, prevention, and improve the well-being of people with diabetes in the Republic of Djibouti. UNICEF organized a field mission to the government of Dakhil to better understand the challenges faced by local communities, particularly in relation to maternal and child health, mutilation, and combating female genital mutilation. Upon their arrival in Dakhil, the UNICEF delegation headed by UNICEF representative in Djibouti was warmly welcomed by the regional governor of his residence, accompanied by the chairman of the regional council. During the meeting, the government expressed his satisfaction with the visit and emphasized the importance of this initiative. There were also fruitful discussions with the coordinators of local administration communities. UNICEF works with more than 190 countries and territories to save children's lives, defend their rights, and fulfill their potential. It leads global efforts to end female genital mutilation and improve children's health and education while combating gender inequality and violence. As part of the strategic plan adopted by the Republic of Djibouti to achieve the long-term vision of 2035, the Director of Economy and Planning at the Ministry of Economy and Finance traveled on Thursday, 5th December, to the Obokh region. The delegation held meetings with different categories of key players in the region, such as local elected officials, representatives of decentralized authorities, technical departments of sectoral ministries, and representatives of civil society associations. The visit also aims to review the socio-economic infrastructure, access to water, education, health, decent housing, and etc. As part of the implementation of the Agricultural Value Chain Resilience Project, the Project Management Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture continues to organize awareness and information workshops for farmers in the northern region. On 4th of Wednesday and Thursday, 5th of December, workshops targeting breeders, agricultural producers, investors in the sector, and local authorities were held. The event was held in the presence of Mr. Mohammed Hamad Abbas, Governor of Tajorra. The sessions completed those held in the southern region last week. The National Union of Djiboutian Women, in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund, organized a training session for community management communities for the Tajorra region. This initiative aims to strengthen local capacities to prevent gender-based violence and support victims. The training allows community centers to play an active role in raising awareness and protecting vulnerable populations, especially women and girls. The action is part of a national campaign that extends to the 5 interior regions with the aim of building a more inclusive society that respects human rights. The program to develop and discover young talents continues at the stadium in Ali Sebeh. This program, organized by the Djibouti Football Federation, allows talented young footballers from the region to benefit from high-quality training in accordance with international standards and under provisional technical supervision. These youngsters, who represent about 1/5 of the budding talent in the Ali Sebeh region, had the opportunity to perfect their skills thanks to the expertise of the technicians present. The coaches expressed their gratitude to the Ministry of State for Sports, who ensured the smooth running of the training session, as well as the Djibouti Football Federation for launching the national program for young footballers. The aim is that by 2026, each member association will have at least one academy or center of excellence. It will also be used to support national teams, talent identification, and to put the second phase of scouting young talents into the hands of the Djiboutian Football Federation technicians as part of the national scouting campaign. As part of the efforts to combat the smuggling of illegal goods, mobile customs agents in cooperation with elements of the Hol Military School seized a large quantity of qad consisting of 10 sacks that smugglers were trying to transport to the capital. The consignment was immediately incinerated by the mobile customs team in the military arm of the Hol School. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, violent clashes between Kenyan police and gangs continue in Haiti, and the crisis affecting the capital has worsened. The gangs took over the strategic sector there 3 years ago, leading to the evacuation of a building previously occupied by the Haitian National Police. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care.